Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation. So today we are going to talk about building secure cross-chain applications with Chainlink CCIP. So we're very excited to be here today. My name is Harry Papacharissiou. I manage the developer advocates at Chainlink Labs. Today I'm joined by my colleague Solange, and also with co-founder and CTO Steve Ellis. So we're very excited today because we launched a new product on Monday called Chainlink CCIP. It's been 2 years in the making, and we're very excited to talk to you about it today. But first, we're going to talk about the bounties, because that's why everyone's here for. So we have 2 tracks in terms of our bounties. We have a track specific to CCIP, so $2,000 for the best 3 projects that use CCIP in their submission. And we're going to talk about CCIP in just a couple of minutes. However, we have $1,000 for the 4 best projects that use another Chainlink service in their submission, right? So if you're building a DeFi app, you can use data feeds. If you need randomness, you should look at VRF. If you want to do API calls, you should look at functions. And if you need to automate your smart contract calls, etc., you should look at automation. So we're not going to talk about those services today because we only have 25 minutes. However, I urge you to go to the Chainlink docs at docs.chain.link and check them out. So let's go. So introducing CCIP. So before we introduce CCIP, yeah, that is a bit bright. I want to talk about the cross-chain smart contract, because when everyone talks about smart contracts, it's usually in the context of a specific chain. But what a cross-chain smart contract is when you have smart contracts deployed on multiple blockchains, 2 or more, and they all talk to each other across each of the networks at the protocol level to create a single unified application, right? That is the cross-chain smart contract, and that is what a cross-chain protocol such as CCIP enables you to do. So what can you do in CCIP? So the Chainlink cross-chain interoperability protocol launched on Monday. It's now live on testnets for you to use in your submission right now. So Sepolia, Arbitrum, Optimism, Avalanche, Polygon, and you can use it for any of cross-chain or messages. So so you can use CCIP to send messages from one smart contract on one blockchain to another smart contract on another blockchain. You can use it to send tokens. You can send tokens from a wallet on chain A to wallet on chain B, wallet on chain A to smart contract on chain B, or smart contract on chain A to wallet on chain B. And you can do what are called programmable token transfers, which is basically combining a message and a token in one. Let's move on. So what are some cool things that you can do with CCIP? You can send tokens, like we said. If you're building DeFi apps, you can use collateral on one chain and send it to another chain and make it available on a DeFi protocol or a DeFi smart contract on that chain. And what CCIP does is it enables what I call true Web3 DeFi composability, right? So when we build DeFi apps and we talk about money Legos, it's always in the context of one chain. So you have composability on Ethereum, Avalanche, Optimism. But with CCIP, you can take all the DeFi protocols and have composability across the entire Web3 landscape. Where a DeFi DEX on Polygon, you can combine that with a lending and borrowing protocol on Arbitrum, right? So DeFi composability across the board. You can do cross-chain NFTs. You can mint an NFT on one chain, make it available on that address on multiple other chains. You can combine the cool features of account abstraction, and you can add a blockchain abstraction layer to that as well. Have a think about that. Gaming's really cool. You can have game assets available on multiple chains. And when I play games at home on Xbox, a lot of the games I can play against people on PC. Web3 games should not be any different. Like, let's say you're building a turn-based game that's not real-time. There's no reason why me on Arbitrum shouldn't be able to play a game against Steve on Polygon. This is what CCIP enables. So now you know what the cross-chain smart contract is. You know what CCIP kind of is, and you think, well, I've never built something that's cross-chain before. Why should I try now, right? So I'll give you a couple of reasons. The first is, we have bounties, and that's why everyone's here. We've lost the slide. Yep, that one. Yep. Second reason, this is the most important to me, in my opinion, right? So we've all had a great week at ETHCC, and it's now culminated to the ETHGlobal Hackathon here. But guess what? Everyone here is in competition with each other, and everyone would love to have their project declared as one of the finalists, right? So there's going to be a lot of great projects. I'm sure yours will be too, but you need an edge. You need something to stand out above everyone else, and application, cross-chain application that you deployed on multiple chains that talk to each other across multiple chains, that's a big deal. That's going to impress the judges, not just us. And if they're looking at two projects that they love and they're not sure which one to progress, and one of them is a cross-chain application and one of them is not, guess which one they're going to choose? They're going to choose the cross-chain one. Sorry, go back one more time. And one more point I'll make is when you use Chainlink in your project, it shows you're serious about security and decentralization and trust minimization, because that's kind of synonymous with the name Chainlink, right? DeFi protocols have issues. They have flash loan attacks, price oracle attacks, and they come to us and they say, hey, can you help us out? We've had this issue. And then they use our services and then things work fine. And then the community says, okay, cool. They're using Chainlink now. Things are safe. So when you use Chainlink, your project automatically inherits those properties: security, trust minimization, reliability, not just at the technical level, but at the social kind of level as well, because you're showing the world you care about security and that you're now powered by Chainlink. Yep. And again. So CCIP, we think it's the easiest cross-chain protocol to use as a developer. You can go forward again. We've taken a lot of time to design it so that you can easily just, with just a few lines of Solidity, the billing is really easy and seamless. And in terms of developer experience and friction, we've tried to make it as good as possible so that you can use it. And this is important because you guys are on a limited time. So we're going to talk about a bit more about that in the demo. Let's move on. So now I'm going to introduce our friend Steve Ellis here, and he's going to talk a bit more about CCIP.
Thanks, Harry. Yeah, so not only we think you should use CCIP not only because it has the simplest developer experience and the easiest billing model to integrate with quickly, but longer term, it is the most secure. And so if something comes of this hackathon project, you want to turn it into something else, you will easily be able to scale up, use this on a production level application. So just to walk you through some of the security that we have baked into this. So there's essentially 3 different steps that this goes through. There is, you first send your message to the on-ramp. At this point, you kind of stop worrying about it. You just send a message, actually, to the router, and the router then routes that. It will get picked up by one of our decentralized Oracle networks. These are what power all Chainlink products. This is the base level of security for everything that we offer. After that, it gets, once the chain has finalized that, the message gets written on the other side. The ARM network will then confirm that message. We'll talk a little bit more about the ARM network later, but the ARM network checks that message and then essentially unlocks what the next, blesses the message so it can be passed over on the next chain. So it's then unlocked on the destination chain, and the executing Don picks it up and delivers the message for you on the other side. So pretty much there's lots of security baked in behind the scenes. You just have to send one message to the router, gives you easy pricing quote. And just to describe the ARM network a little bit, the ARM network is our security. It is a complementary second Don. It is a second client implementation written in Rust, different language, written by a different team, completely separate. So you're sure that none of the same bugs no bugs are going to show up on one side and then and they'll be caught by the other. So this monitors the network, brings an extra level of security, but hidden behind the scenes from you, you won't have to worry about it. Your application can scale up to however much TVL you want. And so I'd recommend both easy use and long-term usage. I think this is a great way to start getting involved with CCIP.
Thank you, Steve. We're pressed for time, so I'm going to move on. Next slide. So if you want to use token transfers in CCIP, we've got 2 deployed ERC20 tokens on all the chains that are kind of generic tokens that you can use. One of them is a lock and mint, one is a burn and mint. So the lock and mint token, you can go to the deployed contract and mint as many as you want, and it locks up tokens on chain A and then mints them on chain B. And then when you go back, it kind of does the opposite. It burns them and then unlocks. If you want to use the other deployed generic ERC token for whatever purpose you want, the burn and mint one, it'll burn it on chain A, mint it on chain B, and then, backwards, going back the other way. So messaging I already talked about. I'm just going to once again say you can send any kind of message you want. It could be instructions, it could be logic or whatever for the receiving block contract to do anything for, essentially. And programmable token transfers, once again, you can send tokens as well as a message to say, hey, here are some tokens, and by the way, here's what I want you to do with them now in the other smart contract on the other chain. So just last point for myself, the fees is gas cost plus a premium. You pay in Link on the source chain, and you pay once. You can pay in Link or in native tokens for that chain or the wrapped version. So you pay on that initial transaction. CCIP will handle the rest. It'll make sure that the other smart contract gets the transaction. Now we're going to see a demo from Sol.
Hello. Yeah. Well, I love to do a hands-on workshop, so I love to do you doing with me. But I know that I cannot do this in 50 minutes. So I will copy and paste a lot of comments for you. I will copy and paste a lot of links, and then you can do this later, and all of us will be around to help you, okay? I may move on from this, and here we are. If you'd like to get all that I'm doing, I will be here in this collaborative pad. So take a picture of this, go to this link if you'd like to follow me now or later. Okay. And if you'd like to add your name and country here, could be good as well. And first of all, I already copy and paste some requirements for you. So to add the Fudgy on MetaMask, because I'm doing all today from Fudgy to Sepolia, okay? This was my choice. We have other possibilities. I choose this. And if you don't have a Fudgy, here you can add Fudgy to MetaMask. You can get tokens on Fudgy. You need to have you don't need to have the Link token, but because you can pay fees on using Link or using the Fudgy. But are you paying Link? So if you'd like to have Link tokens as well, is this. And my goal is to show you two different ways to do this. First, using our Hard Hat Starter Kit, and then using Remix, the easiest way, okay? The Hard Hat Starter Kit is this. Here, okay? And from the, oh, I forgot one thing, yes. Let's be sure that this is working. Yes, this is the Hard Hat Starter Kit. It's good enough. And then from here, I'm going exactly to the example 3. It's not 3. I will not transfer tokens. I'd like to go to example 5. No? Well, but it must be open because I'm not. I am in a computer that is not in the network of Chainlink. Yes, but he'll be shared with this. So I'm doing the example 6. Here we are. Okay. Let's add this for you as well. Okay. And what's the idea of example 6 is only to send some text, some message. And if you'd like to see another, a bit complex example doing the same thing, but not a message, but I did 2 days ago in ETHCC and it's hackathon, I transferred, I minted a token on Fudgy and the token appeared on Sepolia. So in the same way that I can send a message, I can send a comment to another chain. So this is another good idea for you. So to do this now, again, I will only copy and paste the instructions for you. Because it's this, you git clone, compile, and we have some so important parts to show you related to encrypted environment. Because Chainlink developed a new way to have your environment variables in an encrypted file. And how you can do this? First of all, you need to set up a password, and every time that you are open your repo, you need to set up this. And I think this will be too small. Better for you. Okay. So I'm here. I need to set up my password again. And because I did this before, I need to use the same password every time that I came here. Yes, I think I'm right. And after this, you need to set up these variables, okay? These 3 variables, and like get your private key. I'm going from Avalanche Fuji to Sepolia it, and you run this command and set up each of it, okay? And following my copy and paste, like if you'd like to get the URL directly from chainlist.org, it's good, it's easy, okay? This is another trick for you. And I have mine done. I can show you here because it's encrypted. You can do nothing with this. And this is the example. What we need to do is this part. So if you can follow me, we are here. So I will deploy the basic message sender on Fuji, and I already set up this. Okay, you can see that this is not my contract yet. We need to wait a bit. Yes, this is my contract. Okay, and I can share with you because maybe we'd like to see my contract later. Well, here, let's put this near. Okay, no, not this. I can see my keyboard. It's so dark. Okay, this is done. Let's go to the next step that I have here. My step is here. You need to send to fund because I'm using link. I need to fund with links. My contact. Let's fund it. You don't need to send the one link. Can be less, but to be sure, now I'm sending one link. We are using less than 0.1. So I'm in the right account, and I'm sending to this address, not a VAX, but the link token, and one link. In our starter kit, you can do this in a comment as well. I'd like to use MetaMask in this point. Okay. Now, okay, I have the sender. I will go to the other chain and deploy the receiver. Here we are. I have the command done. And in some seconds, I will have the address of my receiver. And I can copy the next comment for you as well, because after this, we are sending the message, okay? And I'd like to get my transaction. Let's prepare this for you. It's the same. And let's see what happened here. Yes. Almost done. Wait a bit more. I don't know if it's my internet. I have another receiver that I did before. Maybe I can use it. It should be fast. I used this receiver before. Okay. And like after I have my like after I send and after I receive, I have the sender and the receiver, I can send the message. To send the message, I need to fill the sender. This is the sender. And I need to fill the receiver. Let's see if my new receiver is here. Not yet. Let's use the old receiver because I will not wait now. This is the receiver. And this will be my message. I change my message. My message will be, hello, ETHGlobal Paris. And I'm paying fees in link. Let's do this. Oh, I need to wait. Oh, okay. So I'm waiting this. Let's do another point as well, because I told you that I'd like to do another contract using Remix. So the Remix part will be this. We have this tutorial on Remix. Okay, the cross-chain tokens. And we have, like Harry said before, we have a special token that you can use to test and to transfer to all places. I have this as well. And this is some parts that we need to have. I create a special contract to use this that I did some part faster for you. I will add my contract here because it is not on the documentation and you can use this contract. You can copy and paste this contract because I put all the information that we need. The routers, everything is here as well. And I have the right interface. And this contract that it is here. What I'm doing here, I'm using the router to do the transfer. I'm using the Chainlink client, the link token interface, and another interface for the token that I told you before, okay? And everything is set up here. This is the router, this is the link token, this is the address of the CCIP test token, and the destination chain selector. Where I got this is important to you to understand where is this. Like this is the supported networks. And here you can see that, for example, if you'd like to go to understand Sepolia, this is the chain selector to go to Sepolia. This is the how we go to Sepolia to other lanes. I'm on Fuji, so this is the, I'd like to go from Fuji to Sepolia. And I have these tokens that I can use in this time, okay? And what's happened here? Oh, finally, okay. Oh, 2 minutes, I know. I will send my message, but we cannot wait my message to be in the other chain because it used to have 4 minutes to move from one chain to another, unfortunately. Next time, this guy will not talk before me. I start myself and then you talk later. Yes, and this is my receiver now. Can I add my receiver here? This is my new receiver, and I will send this command, and then we can check the translator in some place. This is the message, and when I got the transaction, I can check this in our CCIP Explorer. Yes, this transaction will save my life, but this is only a part of the transaction. This is one part, and we need to get the other part that is here. And okay, this is my transaction. What I will do with this now, I'm going to the CCIP Explorer. And to conclude my presentation, I will ask Steve only to talk. What am I waiting here now, Steve? Tell me.
Now we are waiting for finality on the source chain, and then once that source finalizes, then the ARM network will sort of bless it to pass through, and it'll get picked up. So yeah, right now we're still waiting for chain finality. This is a security mechanism just to make sure token transfers don't roll back.
Yes, and we have 3 status here. It's certified, finalized, blessed. What is blessed?
Blessed is when the ARM network, the second implementation, the second client has also verified that this is a separate DON network that essentially, or decentralized Oracle network, that checks the one. They don't have access to move any funds. They're purely a security mechanism.
Okay, great. And the last stage, you be the finalized when you really can check the other chain and see whatever you'd like to see over there. Can be the message. For now, remember that I added this for you. So in 2 minutes, you can check here and see that the message is over there. And why we need to wait so long time, and why is this time?
This timing comes from the blockchain's finality. So yeah, in this case, it is just how many blocks deep Avalanche has to be before it is.
Okay, yeah. So is this, I know that you have here all the contents that we need to check it now, but I know that I couldn't finish what, if I have 1 more minute, I have 1 minute. Yes, okay, I have 1 more minute, I'm so happy. I can go here and using the content that I shared with you and I already set up it, I will deploy the content just now. Here we are. I have others deployed, but let's deploy a new one. And okay, this is my content. You can check my content later. No, this is not my content. My content is here. So this is my content. I need to fund my content as well with link. So let's go here, send from, not from account 1, no, cancel. Send it to this address, and send the link again. Remember that I can pay with AVAX as well. And once it's funded, I can send the message. Let's use the order that I did before. This is my example transfer. And let's wait this transaction be confirmed. Contract interaction confirmed. This is the block explorer. So if I go to our explorer and see this is the other transaction that I did now, and we are waiting for this transaction as well. And this I already minted tokens in one chain, and this will be minted in one chain, burned in one chain, and appear in another chain. This is how the process. Let's see. The first is done. Oh, I'm so happy because now we can see. Let's go. Let's come back here. To finish our workshop, here I send the message and I can go to the receive address and can see this. Okay, let's add this for you to be sure that you can see with me. And this is my receive address that I changed with my new receive address because I changed the message. Receive address, where are you now? Here is the receive address. And let's see our message. And hello, ETHGlobal Paris. Thank you, everyone.